One kind of guy seems to defy all the rules when it comes to women. He's not loud like an alpha male or a people pleaser like a biteable. He's not the life of the party like an extrovert, but he's also not shy like an introvert. His behavior deviates from the norm, leaving women intrigued and perplexed. This mysterious personality type is called the Sigma male. He has a way of keeping women guessing, not because he's trying, but simply by being himself. He's self-assured but not arrogant, independent but not distant, and he doesn't play games, but he's also not an open book. So what exactly are Sigma males doing to baffle women? Here are 7 of the most typical things. First of all, they don't vie for her attention with other guys. The fact that the Sigma man remains composed and seems almost unconcerned while other men are nearby vying for attention is one thing that makes women furrow their brows. The Sigma guy doesn't feel the need to show himself in this manner, even if other men may become louder or more active to stand out. It's not that he isn't interested. He may really like her, but he would never make an effort to compete with other men. The Sigma's perspective is that genuine attraction should happen naturally. There's no need to force it or try too hard to impress someone else. He knows the value of himself and isn't looking for validation from others, especially not by trying to outshine other men, even though it may be different from what women are used to. This lack of competition actually shows self-confidence and adulthood that's appealing in its own way. Secondly, they don't share much on social media. The quiet confidence of one who doesn't participate makes him stand out even more when women witness other men trying to outdo this. Despite the fact that it has become commonplace, many women like posting pair photographs, checking in at romantic date sites, or sharing sappy status updates about their significant other as a means to flaunt their ideal relationship to friends and followers. This tendency is often not followed by Sigma males. For a Sigma, privacy is not simply a choice, it is a basic value. He doesn't have to publicly demonstrate his relationship status, which might irritate women who want to make things happen or flaunt him. Official Facebook Sigma men may sometimes post on social media, but you won't ever see them divulging private information about themselves. This isn't to say that they are completely against it. No sentimental captions. Postings commemorating long-term relationships, and definitely no sharing of private information online. His behavior may give some women the impression that the guy is attempting to conceal their connection when, in fact, he merely thinks that what occurs between two individuals should remain between them. For women who are more gregarious, he would rather enjoy the moment than worry about documenting it for likes. This might be confusing for partners, who may question why he doesn't want to publish pictures of them together. It has nothing to do with secret or shame. Simply put, Sigma males don't think social media is essential to a healthy relationship. This attitude towards social media frequently carries over into how they perceive their partner's online behavior. They may not see the need for frequent updates or feel uneasy about sharing too much personal information publicly. Lastly, they hardly ever offer flattering remarks or praise. Guys often assume that praising a girl is a surefire way to win her over. Common phrases that they think will help them gain points include, "You look amazing," "You're so smart," and "Wow, you have the best smile." Most women are accustomed to hearing congratulations and flattery. Men may even anticipate these kinds of remarks as if they're standard dating protocol, but with Sigma men, this isn't the case. It's not that they're impolite or don't find attractive or remarkable qualities. Rather, they simply don't feel the need to constantly brag about someone. When they do, it's sincere and comes from a genuine place rather than because they believe it will please her. For women who are accustomed to receiving a lot of flattery, this can be confusing because they may question whether the guy is even interested. This isn't about being difficult to get, it's just the way Sigma men act. They think that actions speak louder than words, so instead of saying "you're amazing," they will demonstrate it by being there when it counts, by listening intently and offering support. They don't want to be just another guy who says what a woman wants to hear, so they avoid flattering excessively to avoid coming across as fake or as though they're trying to gain points. A compliment from a Sigma man can mean much more because she knows it's genuine. Rather than wondering if he's just saying it to be nice, she can trust that he truly feels that way. Women may find this confusing because it deviates from the norm. They're used to constant validation. When it's absent, it can cause them to second-guess things. However, Sigma men may like them but show it differently by not constantly praising them. When they do praise, it's genuine and much more meaningful. They exhibit unexpected outbursts of passion. One thing that truly perplexes women about these men is that they exhibit sudden outbursts of passion. It can be like riding a roller coaster. 1 minute, everything seems steady and calm, and the next, there's this intense energy coming from nowhere. They may be reserved and calm most of the time, but then they'll suddenly display a side of themselves that is passionate, spontaneous, and almost wild. This can be confusing because these outbursts can occur quickly. A guy may go from a reserved observer to someone who is always discussing his newest hobby, leaving her in awe. It's not that they're trying to be unpredictable, it's just the way they work. These sudden outbursts of passion happen when something really resonates with them. They may not always show it, but when they do, it's genuine and intense. Their passion isn't limited to hobbies or interests. It can also spill into their relationships. Without warning, they might arrange a surprise date or express their deep feelings in a way that makes her feel extremely special. What caused this change? This unpredictability may be both exciting and a little perplexing. Though it may be a little confusing, their sudden and intense expressions can catch her off guard because she may be accustomed to steady displays of affection. Number 5. They use silence to gauge her reaction. These outbursts of passion demonstrate their deep concern for the things and people that are most important to them. When a male becomes quiet, it may completely surprise a woman. With these men, stillness isn't an accident. They often employ quiet moments to gauge how she responds. For Sigma men, silence is more than simply a respite from conversation. It's a means of understanding and observation. They wait to see whether she becomes anxious or agitated or if she remains at ease and composed. But for Sigma men, it's not about creating confusion or playing mind games. Rather, it's about seeing how she handles herself in various situations. You might not believe it, but how a person reacts to silence can reveal a lot about their character. They may say things they normally wouldn't or act differently just to fill the silence. Women may find this confusing because, let's face it, silence usually means something is wrong, whether it's after a date or during a conversation. Because they feel pressured to talk all the time, which some may see as manipulation, many women struggle to manage these silent times. Some women, especially those used to more expressive behavior, may find it unnerving that Sigma guys just want to see her genuine self while under pressure. This quiet approach demonstrates a different form of connection than verbalizing one's sentiments all the time. Rather, it focuses on shared moments and unspoken understanding. 6th, most guys like to provide space rather than linger about. When they like someone, they text and phone often and want to spend as much time together as they can. They think that demonstrating their interest by giving constant attention may work for some people, but it can also feel a little suffocating. Women may grow accustomed to this pattern because it's the norm and what they expect, but Sigma men give more space than most, which can be confusing. They don't feel the need to be around all the time or send texts all the time. For Sigma males, it's just the way they work. They don't feel the need to constantly show their interest or compete for attention because they trust that things will happen at their own pace. For some women, this may be unsettling at first because they're not used to this approach, especially if they're attractive or have many options. Curiosity and mystery are evoked by this kind of conduct. This is just a part of the Sigma male's natural way of being. He's not desperate to impress or win someone over and is secure enough to give the other person space. While most men might view this as a missed opportunity, women aren't used to a guy who isn't around all the time, so it makes them think more about what he's doing and what kind of person he is. They might wonder why he's not trying harder or if he's really interested at all. They don't do it as a technique. It's simply how they are. Number 7, and they don't hurry to show her to their friends or family. Sigma guys understand that sometimes little is more and that providing space may create a feeling of mystery and intrigue that many women find intriguing. Women sometimes assume that if a man really loves them, he would want to introduce them to his friends and family right once. It's almost like a relationship. Although there's nothing wrong with wanting to include someone in your inner circle, this milestone shows that he's serious and that things are becoming genuine. Sigma men prefer to spend more time getting to know her one-on-one thing. Because they believe it's wiser to establish a solid foundation before bringing in outside influences. This could confuse women because they might think the guy is trying to keep them apart from his life, which he may be, but not for the reasons she might think. It's about being cautious and considerate. Introducing someone to family and friends too soon can put a lot of pressure on a new relationship. It may make the other person feel like they have to impress not just the guy but also everyone else. If things don't work out in the end, it could even lead to awkward situations. For Sigma men, this is just a way of being cautious and not jumping the gun. They want to make sure everything is on solid ground before involving others. It's not personal, it's just their way of being practical and avoiding needless complications. However, some women may interpret this as an indication that the guy is not serious or hiding something.